everybody, welcome to Rosie's Tips. Today I'm going to be making a raw vegan pecan pie. Now it is the holiday season and everybody brings pies, and the one thing about pecan pie is that every time you eat it, it's almost like taking a spoonful of sugar in each bite. So it has a lot of sugar, which is not good for us. And the pecan pie that I'm going to be making, it's totally raw and vegan and completely healthy. All organic ingredients and all healthy ingredients. So, and it's very, very easy. So we're going to start with the crust. And the crust is basically 3 ingredients. So you're going to need 2 cups of dates. So pitted dates. And you're going to need 2 cups of walnuts. Now these walnuts, I soak them overnight and I drain them, and then I put them on a cookie sheet in the refrigerator just like my almonds, and for a couple hours till they dry. And I keep them like that in a glass bowl, and every time I need them I just take them out and use them. So 2 cups of walnuts, because your walnuts, most of your nuts should be soaked just to get rid of some enzyme inhibitors, and about, I would say, 1.5 tablespoons or 2 tablespoons of coconut flakes. So that's all you need, 3 ingredients for the crust, and we're going to get the crust started here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the walnuts on. You're going to need the food processor. So I'm going to put the walnuts in. This is a really, really good pie. I love this one. This one's one of my favorites. Okay, and then we're going to toss in the dates, the 2 cups of dates. And I was already snacking on the dates earlier. So they're really, really sweet and fresh and soft. And then the coconut flakes in. Okay, and what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start pulsing it until I get it to the point where I want it. Now you guys could do like a crumble, and it could be like a crunchy crumble crust, or you could do more of a pasty crust also. So it all depends on what you want. So there you go. You're going to already see that it's crumbling. Okay guys, so this is the finished product. Now it took me a bit because I had to scrape the sides of the food processor and scrape all the gooey sticky stuff down. So I recommend that pulse the nuts a couple of times first, and then add the dates and drop them, and it'll probably eliminate you from having to scrape it down like me all the time. So what we're going to do is transfer a gooey sticky mess into a pie pan. So that's what I'm doing right now, and it's really gooey. It's almost like a nut butter at this point. So you scrape that all out of the food processor. You take the blade out. There we go. Get that out of the way. And continue scraping. Oops, sticky fingers. Excuse me. I have my faucet right here in front of me. So I'm going to continue scraping this down. And then we're going to start pressing everything into the pie pan. Okay, that should be enough. Sometimes I try to scrape all of it out of there so I don't waste any, but that's all you have to do. As you see, you have a bunch of it, and start pressing it down. At one point you're going to have to do it with your fingers, but first spread it all the way around evenly, and then we'll start pressing with the fingers. And I'll be right back Make sure you wash the inside of your nails with a little scrub brush. And I'll be right back when I'm done. And I'll show you guys the finished pie crust, okay? Okay guys, I'm back, and here is our delicious pie crust. I left a little piece out so I could taste it. Super sweet. Yummy. And oh wow, really, really good. So, oh, yummy. Sorry. Okay, so here's the pie crust. It took me a little bit, so I just pressed everything up to the sides. And what you could do at this point is go ahead and put this in the freezer while we make the filling. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the freezer right now. So it could set just a little bit while we make the pie filling. So on the pie filling, you don't need to wash the food processor because you're going to use the same one. And you're going to need about put 2 cups of water out. You're not going to use the whole 2 cups, but you're going to have it because you're going to need it. You're going to put 2 cups of organic raisins. You're going to need 2 cups of pecans. You're going to need a 1/3 cup or half a cup of coconut butter. And again, I use the raw coconut butter from Artisan. Very good. That's one they make the best nut butters. Okay, and then you're going to need about a tablespoon of vanilla. You're going to need a 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. And you're going to need a 1/4 of a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of Himalaya pink salt. I'm thinking it's probably half a teaspoon, okay? Alright, so let's get started. So let's see. Let me start with the pecans, and I'm going to pulse those, and then I'm going to add the raisins in slowly, okay? There we go. Okay. That's what I should have done with the walnuts for the crust. And then it wouldn't have taken me so long. Okay, now I'm going to start putting in the raisins. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them little by little, and I'm going to pulse, and then I'll be right back when I'm done with the raisins. Okay guys, I already pulsed in all the raisins. So all the raisins are in there. And now I'm going to start, let's see. I'm going to put all the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and put the nutmeg in there. And remember, not too much nutmeg because it has a really strong flavor. A little bit goes a long way. Putting the salt in there too. Going to put the vanilla. And I'm going to put the coconut butter. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of the water. Not a lot, just a little bit. I would say probably a cup and a half I put in there. And I'm going to start mixing all that in now. So here we have the finished product. This is what it should look like. The filling. Really mix it in there, and as you could see, I didn't use the whole 2 cups of water. I would say about a cup and a half. Be very careful because you don't want this really runny. Okay? So at this point now you just pour it into your pie. Into your pie crust. Okay guys, I'm done, and here is my pecan pie. And as you can see, I just decorated the sides with a bunch of little pecans. So at this point, what you do is you put your pie in the freezer for about 2 hours, 2 to 4 hours, and then it would be ready to serve. Now when you bring it out, you could cut it, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then cut it and really scrape it out of the crust. But make sure it's kind of frozen before you cut it, because you don't want it to get to the gooey consistency when you cut it, because it will fall apart. So cut it frozen, a little bit frozen, and serve, and then put it back in the freezer until you need it again. And it is delicious. You guys would love this recipe. So I have a little piece here with a little dab of whipped cream that I made actually a couple days ago, and I have it in the freezer. So I'm going to taste that for you guys. So delicious. Sinfully delicious. Put that away. So now my whipped cream, here it is. And I have a video. I'm going to put a link below. Make sure you watch that video, and it's how to make raw vegan whipped cream. So what I like about this recipe, in my video I make the whipped cream, and then I put it in small containers like this. I seal them and I freeze it. So you go freeze your whipped cream. And this one, I took it out of the freezer, put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours until it thawed, and then it keeps like this. I think I've had this one for about 3 days, and it still tastes delicious. So it keeps for about a week in the refrigerator. But make sure you freeze them if you don't use all your whipped cream, okay? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up like if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll continue to bring more great ideas on how to eat raw and eat more fruits and vegetables for optimal health. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye-bye.